Alright, let's get it out of the way. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment if you like. Malevolent Spirits episode 2 started off with the head of the household saying, hey, if you're not going to be nice and you're going to fight people, then I want you out of here. And I know I promised your grandpa you'd be here for about 3 days, but it's going to be less. But if you relax and you don't fight people and you're nice to everyone, then you get to stay here longer. And he says, damn it, fuck. I promised my grandpa to be nice, so I guess I gotta follow the rules. So then he apologizes to her, but then he wants to give her a big speech about how they're not the same as us humans, and you should trust me because me and my dad are basically policemen. I don't know if you know this, but they kill things. They've killed my brother and sister, and they're not easy things to deal with. So if I was you, I would leave these people here and we should just get rid of them. She doesn't really care. She just says, as long as you're not mean and you don't fight them, you can stay. Remember that. And the guy who fought him is tied up on a tree, and he says, hey, we're not all like that, so shut up! And this main character guy just keeps talking about how they're evil and we shouldn't trust them, and the girl is just done. She had it. She doesn't want to hear this shit anymore. That's my family. Don't disrespect them or you're out of here. Remember that. And even after all of that, he still doesn't trust her. He says, wow, I can't believe that she actually said that just by herself. She's not being possessed or anything. I still don't know how she lives with these monsters. It's unbelievable. I guess it's similar to if a gorilla killed your family and now you think that all gorillas are bad and no matter what, you will never understand the love for gorillas. And somehow the guy who's tied up gets out of the knot and he starts saying, hey, the lady of this house granted you 3 days. How kind is she? And then he says, what, you want to fight? So instead of fighting each other, they go and capture all these Sumigumi. And even before that, the main character says, hey, I don't trust you, you know that? There's no reason for you to kill your own kind. But then he remembers that his grandpa said that there's Sumigumi who actually capture Sumigumi, and that's these 6 that he's living with. And so he calms down. The other guy says, hey, if you do a good job here, I'll just tell the main lady that you did a good job and don't kick you out. And I was thinking, what the fuck is this animation? He's grabbing his fist really tightly, and then he still says, I don't trust you the whole time. And then he asks the guy with the suit, why do you even do this? And he says, because there's someone in my life that I want to protect. Do you have anyone like that? And he thinks about his brother and sister who died, and he says, fine, let's do this. So they finally get down to business. It's just a bunch of gangsters being killed. So essentially it's just a toilet paper monster and they have to fight it. So it's super simple. So they get it and they capture it, and for some reason, again with bad animation, the main character has hives. And so they just put a bunch of red dots on his neck. And the guy in the suit says, wow, that bad? You hate Tsugumi? And he says, yeah, I fucking hate them. And so now they're getting really close, and he says to him, I had an encounter with an umbrella Sumigumi, and they killed my brother and sister. I was only about 8 years old, and in my face, they killed him. He was a newly born one, and he's still alive now, so I have to go and find him. And that drive is making him an athlete, because on his spare time, all he does is work out and eat. Unfortunately, he doesn't eat a lot, so he can't get that much muscle, but he's very nice and very humble, and he doesn't ask for too much here. And the only reason why he's like that is because he wants to stay in the house, and he wants to make his grandpa proud. But the owner of the house thinks it's really strange because he was really mean and aggressive just a second ago, and now he's really nice and humble. So now the main character has to go on a mission with someone else, and it's completely opposite of him. He's very tough, very quiet, and the other guy is very loud and very happy. And even though they have a mission, this guy's just trying to flirt with girls and talking to them. And that annoys the main character because now he's like, why even waste time and money act like a human when you're not? And that makes the guy and the little girl really sad because they say, we want to know what it's like to be human. We might not be human, but we like you guys and we want to be like you. And even though he feels sad, he doesn't ever feel any emotion really. He just says, well, I guess I know where you're coming from, but I still think you should be acting the way you usually do. So they move on to the mission, and they go into this room with a woman in it, and they already know she doesn't want to move on or be trapped inside a card, so they have to be careful. So the attractive looking guy is smoothing things over, and it ends up well because they complete the mission, and then he says, hey, can you give the house a call? Because of the head of the household might want some shit from the store. And then, out of nowhere, because she hears the name of the household, the woman gets pissed and cuts his head off. When I saw this, I was thinking, wow, I can't believe he died that fast. Anyway, so the main character is really happy because he loves killing monsters, and this lady is a monster. So he goes and tries to capture her, and right before he captures her, which he's doing very aggressively, and he likes it because that's his style, the man that we thought was dead is not dead. He can regenerate. And so he says, don't worry, we're not here to take you in or anything. We're just here to evaluate you. And so they leave, and he walks out with her. I guess everyone wins except the main character because he didn't get to capture anyone. So that same night, because he's really mad, he goes home and he starts working out very intensely. And then he puts people on his back so he can feel more weight, which is a good strategy if you want to build muscle. Alright guys, the question of the day is, do you feel like this animation is really bad? Or is it just a low budget anime so they didn't put that much money into it? Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Peace.